Creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
You're welcome back to the Afia Morning Show this Tuesday morning, and my name is Nathalie Uku once again. Of course, Oji Wachuku is here, slowly getting into the week.
Yeah, sure. Good morning. How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. Just trying to be proactive. I'm not reactive as Nigerian government. Yes.
How are you being proactive?
Already being at work this morning. I'm being proactive.
Exactly. So tell me that story. What really happened? Because you came and said it was we were fortunate to see you today.
I think I'm tearing down, right? So I just need to maybe go chill in. Let me not go far. Maybe somewhere in Tanzania or thereabouts, and just recuperate and refresh and. Come back.
You're always dropping cues that you have some money stashed somewhere.
It's not
because
money,
there's nobody in Nigeria that is talking about Tanzania right now.
I tell people, right?
There's money. Oji.
In situations,
there is money.
Always find a way to compensate yourself, right? Because problems do they finish. So as you're solving problems, enjoy yourself.
So Cold Stone is not down the corner.
Maybe
ice cream.
It's not what. Maybe that's not what I need. I just need to live and breathe some fresh air. Because every day you come to the papers, there must be a problem in Nigeria. So at least let me go and enjoy myself more now. As I'm solving problems, let me enjoy myself. Life is, they say, is YOLO. You only live once, Abi. No, so that's that.
The dreams of a rich man.
It's not a rich man's dream. Anybody can afford it, right? If you put in work, and that's that though. So it's not just working. And as you're working, try and be enjoying yourself, saving, enjoying, working, solving problems, everything. That's how life will be going smoothly. Yes.
Don't you have leave? Don't you have time for
All right, I'm sure you're hearing some voices already in the background. We're also joined by two special guests as we assess headlines this morning. We have Barrister Ike Ezaputa, an author, activist, and lawyer, as well as Mr. Emmanuel Chima, a public affairs analyst. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning and welcome,
Pleasure
guys.
to have you on, both of you.
Thank you. Good morning.
So how do you feel about Oji's status? He's saying that he wants to go to Tanzania, and I'm saying that those are dreams of a rich man, but he's saying that he's just an average Nigerian.
I'm an average Nigerian.
The truth is that waking up in Nigeria and seeing yourself still right here in the atmosphere of Nigeria, it gives one, lots of headache. That's the truth. I mean, for you to hear the IGP saying that the toddlers, the minors, minors, is it their biological fathers? Do you even need to be their biological parents for you to know that these are minors, that they are not up to an 18, which according to our stand law says that up to an 18 and above before you become an adult. You attain the age of accountability. Yeah. For goodness sake, so do you feel normal if you see that kind of a thing coming from a father, coming from an elder, coming from the #1 policeman in Africa? So how do you see that? Then the only thing that comes to your mind is how to live the country.
Even in the case of normality, okay? There is need for leave. This institution, do you not have a leave?
We have leave, sir. That's what I'm talking about. It's like it's time for me to take the leave.
And God worked for 6 days and rested on the 7th day. Don't you have one day rest a week?
Well, we do.
What? There is nothing wrong. No, I don't know. Maybe you don't even have one.
We do actually, but media is
by shift, like people will be said.
Whenever you're called upon, it's something to have to do, right? So
you can shift.
We do have.
Instead of going to what do you call it?
Tanzania.
No. But why would anybody go to Tanzania for holiday?
It's a beautiful place to be. Just be around the beach and resort and just cool off. Okay. And just whenever you wake up in the morning, you breathe fresh air.
They had a wonderful leader, Julius Nyerere.
Yeah.
And they were the first to recognize Biafra, for those of us who were, Biafran child soldiers, the day they came to the war front and told us at Uzuakoli sector that Tanzania has recognized Biafra. We were celebrating. We thought that this war will soon be over. But we didn't know. It is after studying international law and research, I discovered that some countries, even if you have 30 of them recognize you, you are not going away. But 5 countries, if 2 recognizes you, like UK and US, like Israel, you become independent.
All right, I doubt Oji wants to go there for the leadership. I think he's thinking of more of waterbeds and jet skiing and what more?
Go to
Food
Equatorial
and
Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea.
Where you can...
No, sir. I don't want to go to Equatorial Guinea.
You see, I said
you
it
can
before.
go for married women.
I said it before. Those are dreams of a rich man. Because the average Nigerian will not be thinking of Tanzania or Equatorial Guinea right now. All right, well, good looking out. Like Oji said, work hard and you may just be able to afford the vacation of your dreams and, have the rich man dreams or rich woman dreams.
Stop this.
Rich auntie vibes, let's call it that. Well, let's take a look at some of our headlines this morning, beginning with today on this day. And the top story here, NNPC ends petroleum products import, ramps up patronage of Dangote refinery. Tinubu, Israel must end Gaza aggression. Seeks 2-state solution at Riyadh summit. 29 years after, Tinubu to honor Saro-Wiwa. And on Daily Independent, 765 flights cancelled, 19,250 delayed in Nigeria in 6 months. Delta Airlines tops flight delays among foreign carriers. Dana Airlines leads local operators with 69% delays. Ipman, Dangote reach agreement on direct petrol supply. Focus on governance, stop assaulting opponents, Atiku tells Tinubu. Varsity education at risk if proposed tax reforms are passed, ASU speaks. Education tax remittance to TET fund in 2024 hits 1.5 trillion naira. Don't be deterred by challenges. Be upright, CJN urges judges. Edo APC Transition Committee submits report, seeks probe of Obaseki. Defunct Heritage Bank, NDIC begins auction of landed properties and chattels. Fuel price hike, flood to raise inflation to 33.4% in October. Kyari outlines vision for Nigeria's energy future. Israel-Palestine crisis inflicting immeasurable suffering, Tinubu speaks. On Nigerian Tribune, Ipman, Dangote reach agreement on direct lifting of petrol, diesel, others. Ondo Guba, last-minute preparations peak as APC, PDP, INEC set for Saturday poll. Tinubu tasks Israel to end Gaza aggression, seeks 2-state solution to conflict. ASU raises alarm over tax reforms bill targeted at abolishing TET fund. Tax reform bills divide northern lawmakers. It will impoverish the people, Ndume. You have not read it, said by Sani. 3 killed, many injured as truck plows into Epe Market. Gunmen killed 2 in Ogun, suspected cultist murder groomed to be in Edo. Electricity consumers kick as discos increase price of prepaid meters. And on to The Guardian. Healthcare on life support as hospitals buckle under power crisis. Coalition decries new terror group. Shekarau flays intelligence failure. Hospitals spend over 60 million naira monthly on diesel transfer costs to patients. They spend over 60 million naira monthly on diesel transfer costs to patients. Unsold goods hit 1.24 trillion naira, up by over 350% in 6 months. Marketers Dangote settle rift on fuel lifting as NNPCL claims non-indebtedness. Tinubu seeks end to Gaza war, supports 2-state solution. And lastly here, TET fund cuts raise fears of tuition hikes despite students' loan relief. And on New Telegraph, Prof. Ango Abdullahi, Nigeria expired 10 years ago, needs renegotiation, reformation. Judicial system, case loads affecting lower courts efficiency, eroding public confidence. Kekere Ekun speaks. Federal government to cede 5% derivation VAT to bridge shortfall. Federal government outlines vision for Nigeria's energy future. Man, inventory of unsold goods rises by 357% to 1.2 trillion naira. And also here we have Senate moves to increase EFCC's budget allocation. I'm not aware of plots to replace Ganduje as APC national chair, Ayim speaks. And finally, Tinubu demands end to Israeli aggression in Gaza.
Okay, starting from Daily Times. Wickedness pain on an exclusive preserve of Tinubu's government attributed to Atiku, says president's economic policies approach to governance killing Nigerians. NLC gives governors December 1 ultimatum for minimum wage payment. At Saudi summit, Tinubu demands end to Israeli aggression in Gaza. Ipman, Dangote reach agreement for direct lifting of petrol, diesel, kerosene. Criminal persecution. Police secure 35,604 convictions in 10 months. NNPCL declares $4.68 billion cash call debt to IOCS. And moving on to the Matrix, ACF opens up on La Kurawa, says terror group has existed since 2016. DSS, Army, Police aware of group's existence. Northern Group seeks deployment of 40,000 troops to curb menace. Ipman, Dangote reach agreement on direct lifting of petrol orders. Agreements will lead to lower petrol prices, attributed to Ipman. You are unprepared for office. Atiku bombs Tinubu again. Say I can't be jealous of who inflicts pain on Nigerians. Tinubu hails Ogoni Matters, says injustice should no longer be tolerated. And bad governance. Only criminal elements arrested, not minors, attributed to our IGP. Sensitive materials for Ondo governorship election arrive in Akure. Ex-minister claims Tinubu's decision to remove him politically motivated. And moving on to the first news. Fuel prices set to drop as Ipman secures access to Dangote refineries supply. Times are hard, but there is light ahead. Tinubu Sanwo-Olu assures Nigerians. Sirap threatens legal action against Wike over demolitions in Abuja. Tinubu calls for end to Israeli aggression, advocates two-state solution. Save us. KB leaders beg military to crush Lukarawas. Electricity consumers kick as discos increase prices of prepaid meters. NAFDAC sees 41.2 million naira worth of counterfeit wines in Nasarawa. 36 days debt surge to 11.47 trillion naira despite FAAC allocations. Nigeria's oil output surges to 1.8 million BPD. I'm moving on to Daily Trust. Saudi summit. Tinubu Prince Salman orders demand end of Israel's aggression in Gaza. Call for two-state solution. Death toll in Palestine surpasses 43,000, 16,765 children among victims, over 100,000 wounded. Under governorship, politicians woe voters with cash food. Manufacturers spend 238.3 billion naira on alternative energy. Boko Haram kills 3, kidnaps many fishermen in Borno. Dangote Ipman agree on direct fuel supply. Lassa fever kills 11 persons in Benue. Police officers protecting foreign cyber criminals on illegal duty, attributed to IGP. Lastly, EFCC to monitor funds disbursements to IPPIS orders. Moving on to the last one right here, Vanguard. Value of unsold goods rises 357.6% to 1.24 trillion naira, attributed to MAN. Dangote agrees to sell petrol directly to independent marketers. Mining marshals, security forces clash over Chinese illegal miners' arrest in Kebbi. I am not jealous. Tinubu's policies killing Nigerians, Atiku insists. Tinubu shall allude to Nigerians. Times are hard, but things will get better. End bad governance. Persecuting protesters against 1999 Constitution, attributed to Falana. Nigeria's crude output rises 16.56% to 1.8 million BPD. And lastly, Ondo Guba. INEC delivers materials, stakeholders seek high-pitch free poll. Yes.
Right. Let's begin with the one that has to do with, well, what Tinubu is proposing, a two-state solution to end the crisis in the Middle East.
Okay.
Saying that this is really, the Gaza war, everything should come to an end. He is saying that he wants peace to reign. And of course, he attended this summit, and lots of Nigerians were unhappy that he had to leave the country again.
I was even going to ask the same question.
Extraordinary.
You're asking for such, but at your backyard is burning. La Kurawa is, recruiting, paying youths to come and join the terrorist
The difference
group.
now is that while that is terrorism, we're dealing with an outright war.
It's still an outburst of somewhat, right?
Exactly. So your take on this, let's begin with you.
About the situation in the Middle East is that I was in the U.S. when Obama also proposed for this two-state solution. That proposal has been there for a long time.
How does this two-state solution work?
That is Palestine. Because if you go to the United Nations, I was there, you will see Palestine state authority. It can attend the meeting, like the Vatican, but it cannot vote or be voted for. Get the point? Palestine is allowed to attend the United Nations meeting. But he has the same status with the Vatican, that's the Pope. They can be there physically, but they are not allowed to vote or be voted for in anything. They may speak, okay? But when it comes to voting. So, Obama, so many people, but the problem with Palestine is that we want you to start your own capital. There has never been a situation where two countries have one capital. Abuja is not the capital, it's the capital of Nigeria. Are you listening? It's not the capital of any other country. Same with Washington, D.C., the capital of the U.S. They said Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. Start your own. They call it Raman. Their president is there, is living in Raman. Start your own capital. Why are you insisting that it is Eastern Jerusalem that is your capital? Why will you come and share one city to be the capital of Palestine and be the capital of Israel? I don't know whether you're there. There is no other country in this world where two states. So one of the things delaying two-state solution is Raman, that is the modest Palestinians, have started what they call, I've forgotten what they call it, as their capital. But this group said it is Eastern Jerusalem. And the people of Israel do not want to share Jerusalem as their capital. And in fact, that is one of the reasons why they are happy that Trump is back to power. Because when Trump was there, he was the person that made it clear to the whole world that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and moved the American embassy straight to Jerusalem, not Tel Aviv. So let them also help in the two-state solution. It is not a new state of affairs. The issue is that, yes, we have agreed to give you your own state. You already allowed to address the United Nations. They have, you see their own standard. What you say, Palestine state authority. You understand? But in the case of Israel, you will see Israel, you will see US.
All right.
But they have not come to the stage where they can be voted for or can vote, just like the case of the Vatican.
All right, Mr. Emmanuel, what do you think of President Tinubu's statement in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, calling for an end to the Israeli aggression in Gaza? What do you think of that statement? Oji already pointed out that there's fire back home, but of course it's a different kind of fire and different from what's happening there in Gaza. So your thoughts on his statement and his intervention in the Middle East crisis?
Okay, the truth is that, advice or opinion is the cheapest commodity ever in life. One can own one. One can own the most fantastic. But discipline is the only thing that will assist you to effect them. And an advice given to one is yet subject to the person's either acceptance or rejection. So the other way around, what Tinubu is selling to them is an advice. Maybe you might have heard some other person saying behind camera, or even saying openly. Then he adopted that and said, okay, this is going to work. Let me as well echo it. I am the president, and my voice is going to be loud. And he made it very open. Then now, you may now, why I say it's very cheap commodity. One sells it to another, even when that one does not consume that same product. For instance, what Oji rightly said. He said because behind his own house is burning. And the whole world knows about that. Nigeria is being eaten deep by terrorism. Here and there, kidnapping everywhere. And he's not talking about that. He's not even talking about developing a template on how to fix that. But he's out there talking about how to fix Israel-Gaza conflict. So the other way around, he did not start talking when Hamas left their own territory and invaded Israel on the very 7th of October last year and massacred people in their numbers. He never said a word about that. He did not condemn that as at then. So, but now he's not talking about that. He should stop it. But I think he should have maybe concentrated more on fixing the one that is happening in Nigeria, that is bedeviling his government, and talking about even killing people. Have we forgotten about hunger in Nigeria? He should be talking about how to fix hunger in Nigeria.
But let's look at reality. If he was invited for the extraordinary meeting, could he have said no? Could he have decided not to go for that meeting if it was this extraordinary?
But remember this. He shouldn't be talking to Israel at this time. Israel had given that olive branch to Palestinians years ago. I think back 2005, 2008. They've given that advice to Palestinians, saying have your own state and let the Jews have their own state. I mean, in 5 different occasions. But these guys have refused. Instead, they will always resume killings against Israel. So in this context, it's not about Israel. Israel is only defending themselves. And as of now, Israel have said that will never back down. We have what it takes to fight these guys. Because if they allow them, they will send them extinction. I mean, they are being surrounded by the world-recognized terrorists. So for goodness sake, if they allow them, they will finish them up. So what they should be talking about now is, Palestinians, why not you guys accept to develop your own capital? 2-state solution. Why don't you guys accept that? Because that has been what Israel have been talking about before now. So why are they still, I mean, nobody should be advising Israel now to down their arms. Nobody should be talking about that. What we should be talking about now is the other opposition, Palestinians. Why not you accept the solution that the world has been talking about? Israel have told you for a long time, accept this. I said in 5 different occasions. The records are there. But they rejected it. At the time, they would do as if, okay, we want to consider it. At the time, the next thing, their response will not be massacre. They will come for attack to destroy Israel. And they will be coming from this end, and Iran will come from this end, bombarding Israel. So for goodness sake, it's not about Israel. Israel is not the issue here. Israel is only fighting for survival. At least let them be alive. And even that Israel is not being protected by technologies, for goodness sake, they would have been sent extinction by now.
Okay, nice. Well, let's come back to Homo and still talking about the new terrorist group. I'm reading from the Matrix, right? And this one says, ACF opens up on Lakurawa says terror group has existed since 2016. DSS Army police aware of group's existence. Okay, this is another group seeks deployment of over 40,000 troops to curb menace. And my question is, and the same thing goes down to, or boils down to, always facing Nigeria, always trying to be reactive and not proactive. So our DSS had this intelligence since 2016, and they didn't do anything with this intelligence to contain this impending disaster. And now, everybody is crying. What do you make out of this?
My own take is that what we call terrorism and stuff like that did not start today. I was in Kano when Metesine, there's a group called Metesine. I was there, I saw it physically. You see, what we find is that the root cause of this violence and all this is, in the case of Boko Haram, is in that book I wrote. Boko means the people of the book. Haram, we are against them. The people of the book are Christians and Judaists, that is Jews, and Western civilization. We are against Western civilization, we are against Judaism, we are against Christianity. That is the meaning of Boko Haram. It didn't start today. It started with the type of prophets we had. In the case of Jesus Christ, okay? Jesus Christ did not encourage violence. Jesus Christ even said, if they slap you here, you show the other cheek. Jesus Christ stopped Peter when Peter went violent. Do you remember?
Yes.
He quarreled with Peter for going violent. He said, those who
Killed by sword.
killed by the sword, go by the sword, stuff like that. So you find that Christians are less violent, and Christian countries are less violent. But Prophet Muhammad, it was always jihad, 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 war, 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 war. There was never a time he told his disciples, if anybody slap you this way, show this way, like Jesus Christ did. So the followers of Islam have lived with them. And Israel is very unfortunate to be surrounded by those who believe in war, 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 war. So in the case of Nigeria, it has been there. When our former president, Jonathan, attempted to do away with it, the Northerners said, no, if you deal with Boko Haram, if you kill, you are killing Northerners, you are killing the North. He wanted to bring Western education to children, 200 schools. But when the next person came, Buhari, those schools were messed up. So I lived there. Every time they're always carrying sword or dagger. It is that their background. Violent. It's not new. So that another one has started in Sokoto. Well, look at the number one, the Sultan of Sokoto. The Sultan of Sokoto is in Sokoto. That's where I did my NYC. He is the true representative, number one Muslim in Nigeria. Why did he allow such a thing to start there? My father wrote a book. One of the things he wrote that when Ahmadu Bello was premier of Northern Nigeria, he was going to jihad, what do you call it? Going to Mecca every Friday. Can you imagine that? Instead of bringing up our children, they spend money on Hajj, many wives, all these things. Bring up our children. Look at those children we did not bring up. They have become problem to us. If they have done like me, only 4 children, 2 medical doctors, 1 engineer, 1 estate management. Even my wife to go back to school. They won't have this problem. But where you come, you leave your children.
Okay.
At the age of 6, you give them plates to go and start begging. Yeah. My dear.
Yeah. Mr. Chim, I would love you to react to, the we always being reactive and not proactive. And we've had this intelligence for over years, and we start on it. We didn't even contain these people. Now it's becoming a problem. This is how it starts. This is how Boko Haram started in 2008, 2009. Boko Haram, talking about Boko Haram. Now it became a big sect that to contain them is now an issue. We defeat Boko Haram today, and tomorrow they surface again. Okay, they just killed an adopted couple of, is in our papers. They killed 3 an abducted couple, right? And now, this new terrorist group from the southwest, what do you take?
Southwest?
Yes. Sorry, northwest. I'm sorry, please. Northwest, not southwest, northwest.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Barrister have done justice to this. And what I think I would say about it, just like linking it up to what I've rightly said, I said that opinions or informations, right informations are quite, most of the time, they are cheap to, to gain. But discipline to effect the use becomes an issue. Now, when you're talking about DSS, since back then, 2016, gaining intelligence on the existence of these guys and the propensities of these guys invading Nigeria. And now you begin to think, what are the senators from the north doing? What are the leaders from the north doing? Because I'm sure all these senators, all of them pass through Western education, right? But all these senators, none of them is promoting Western education in their own constituencies. Then you see that they are just there, with the advantage of being well-trained, and more opportunities to go out there to go and acquire.
Do you see this as a tool for some of all these politicians? They garner this intelligence and leave these ones because apparently they will use them for 1 or 2 things.
We are coming to that area, sir. And then you now see that these guys are just busy, making the naiveties of these ones who are prone to violence, who are not educated, who do not have anything to offer to the society. Why do you think that Nigeria is suffering today? Because the producers are much more lower than the consumers.
But Mr. Emmanuel, how can you say that someone doesn't have anything to offer to the society?
No, for goodness sake, what
that
do you
really
think?
puts someone in
No, we have to be emphatic here.
Yeah.
What do you think the Alimajiris are adding to the economy of Nigeria? What do you think they are bringing to the economy?
That's liability.
For goodness sake, when you come you come to Enugu here, some recent years ago on my streets, then one of them that is shining shoe came to my neighbor, and then my neighbor speaks Hausa fluently. And while talking with him, ask him, how are you doing? How is your Amaria, this, that, the wife? And this guy is at the age of 13. And the guy said he's already married with 3 wives.
It's the reason why you wouldn't blame our IGP.
No. Are you saying
it's making sense?
No, being a pedophile doesn't mean that you are no longer a minor. Being a pedophile is a different thing. Being a minor is a different thing also.
Yes.
So it doesn't make you, because you're a pedophile, doesn't make you not to be a minor.
Under the law. Yes. Under the law.
Yes, you're a minor. So for goodness sake, what we are looking at here is that, including when we have such intelligence existential with us, and it's a great threat against livelihood in Nigeria, then Nigeria went ahead and cut ties, military ties, with Niger. Not because Niger had a coup, military coup against President Bazoum, who have been there messing around with the economy of the state, of the country.
The country, yeah.
Then the next thing is, military took over, and the people rejoiced about it. The people are yet happy even today. Then Nigeria went and started crying beyond the bereaved, and decided to cut ties. And from this place now, if you look at how these guys entered Nigeria, a narrative said it is the herdsmen in Nigeria that went and invited them to come and protect them, to come and join forces with them. Now, these guys, they trickled in from Niger, from Mali, right? Now, Nigeria could not contend this situation all alone. Had it been that this military ties is yet there, then you discover that from this side, from this end, then they will be able to stand and wage war against these guys.
The joint task force.
But the other way around, remember, we have porous borders in the north. Why would then Nigeria be this so daft that they could not remember that up there is so vulnerable, that we need to do everything no matter what it takes, even if we are not talking with Niger, but don't cut that ties. Continue running intelligence with them.
Go ahead,
I want to talk
Go ahead.
about what the northern senators are doing.
Go ahead.
When I was Lagos-based lawyer, one of my clients, Abana, became a senator. So when he came back to Lagos, he needed to sell some of his estates. He had estates in Lagos. I said, Ezapata, sell this estate. I am now going to have estates in Abuja and the US. So we were relaxing somewhere. He told me what he has learned from northern senators as follows. When they get their money, he found out that this is what northern senators do when they get money. When money is shared, the senators from a state, I think 3, will meet the governor, the chairman of local government, okay? And the legislators from the lower house, they will share the money. Because he said, he asked them, why is it that you just bought a house in Dubai? Why is it that you have taken more wives? How did you get the money? He said that once money is given to the governor, he calls for a meeting of the senators, the chairman. So it is about taking more wives. I remember when a senator came to the Senate, brought 4 wives, and he was celebrating it. Hey man, I've got 4 more wives, and more are coming. And in fact, some of I was shocked when I was in US, when a Yoruba man came out with 7 wives and told the whole world, I am the Oba of Yoruba people in USA, I have 7 wives.
What's the attraction?
No, their priorities.
Women.
Instead of women and more houses in Dubai and where and that.
Or it could also be hers.
And that it is the money, how they share the money.
But
they didn't even mention which one did they bring out for education.
But I said that maybe that senator will be in the best position to tell us why. But we're rounding this up. We have barely 2 minutes. Okay. Mr. Emmanuel, very quickly, the Matrix, you are unprepared for office. Atiku bombs Tinubu. Again, says, I can't be jealous of who inflicts pain on Nigerians. Your brief reaction.
I think it shouldn't be a news. Because the other way around, is he prepared when he allocates 5 billion naira to fix a residence for the vice president? Is that part of our problem in Nigeria? When Nigeria is crying of hardship, when minors as well, minors are joining to protest that we are dying of hunger. It's no longer that the minors are, looking at their parents for not being able to give them food to eat. They have now known where the source of their problems are coming from. Then they are joining to protest. And the only thing we could do was to, arrest them, take them for protection. Even before the prosecution, they have to stay for over 92 days in detention. Is that not abduction? Then it's now when we took them to the court. That's when Nigerians started talking, internet now, every voice started talking. Before they now start talking, and for goodness sake, they are prosecuting them with the charges of treason. Now, when we are talking about the pains of not being prepared, then we begin to ask, what's the template to fix Nigeria's economy? Is it only when people cry, then you start hearing about that they are sharing rice? Yes. When people are talking about flooding, you start hearing that they are sharing rice. What again are they giving to us? The 5 billion are being mapped out to fix the VP's house. That 5 billion naira, take it to power sector. It's going to give us over. It's going to I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that of Lagos. His present residence in Lagos. Then take it to power sector. Then you discover that it's going to give us over 2.4 megawatts.
All right, so we have just 30 seconds.
Atiku, it's like calling the kettle black. What Atiku is doing is calling the kettle black. You knew that it was settled that power is for the people of the South. Instead of you to support me to become president, you started running again. And thereby dividing PDP and showing that we are very greedy. It is true that he's envying him. That's my own.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The morning show returns shortly with reports from around the region. Do stay with us. Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are you? You're welcome back to the Afia Morning Show this Tuesday morning. My name is Nathalie once again, and Oji Wachuku is here. Yesterday, we took a report on the terminal, of course, in Gariki, Enugu. And now we've assessed the Enugu Central Station in Ogui, Enugu. Many people know that area as Holy Ghost. So let's just call it Holy Ghost so we don't cause any kind of confusion. That Central Station is, in fact, the mother of all stations. It has two terminals, one for interstate and another for intrastate. We were there yesterday to assess the progress, and we came back with this report. Take a look. Like other bus terminals in the state, the site of the proposed world-class transport interchange, the Enugu Central Station at Holy Ghost in Ogui, Enugu, appears to be making advanced strides, but evidently still at the construction stage. The Enugu Central Station, the mother of all terminals, houses two major terminals, the inter- and intrastate terminals, respectively. Toby Anifowoshe, the technical assistant on the Transport Infrastructure Project to the Commissioner for Transport, Enugu State, says.
Well, it's moving fast. Basically, this is the mother station for all the terminals here. So we have two terminals here, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Now, as you can see, we are doing the second level, that's the first floor level. We are doing the columns. So in no time, we should be done with the columns and then start the roof trusses.
The modern bus terminals are being constructed by the Enugu State government through the Ministry of Transportation. With all hands on deck, construction workers are bent on meeting the ambitious deadline for the delivery of this terminal project.
We are hoping to complete it by December. Just one or two logistics issues. But aside that, we should be able to complete it by December because we already promised the governor, His Excellency, are going to commission this by 22nd of December.
However, the project... All right, and there you have it. That is where we are right now with the Central Station in Holy Ghost, Enugu, Oji. Do you think that this will be ready in December? Your thoughts?
Well, what I'm seeing there, not likely, but apparently the work is going on. That's the most important thing, though. It's a great deal that after all the demolished, that something, structures, you can actually perceive and see with your eyes that, yes, definitely work is going on in this place. And, well, December, I'm not too sure, but definitely sometime beginning first quarter of next year, maybe before or thereabouts.
I was quite surprised because I remember the deadline being 12 months from around May. That was supposed to be sometime 2025. But when I heard December, I was like, oh, that's ambitious.
But let's wait and see what's apparently, giving yourself that kind of time frame that is very close and makes you work more harder and efficient to make sure that you don't exceed your time frame, right? So, but I'm not sure December is going to be the time.
Yes.
But sometime
what I am
of next
sure,
year.
What I'm aware of is next year was meant to be 12 months from May. So I'm thinking of more of 2025. I think it's less. How would I say this now? It's high jump to say it will be ready
Well, let's see what happens.
by December.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. People are also now saying that is this going to look like what was seen in the picture? They want something that looks like what's, you know, what the idea was. You know, the picture we saw at the end of that report.
Well, it's possible. Yeah, because apparently sometimes when you see these structures be laid down on papers and whatnot, eventually when the project is done, it looks seemingly close to what the template was when before inception, right? So, but I just hope too, because it's a very beautiful scenery, right? It's a very, very beautiful picture, right? And the blueprint, right? So when it's done, I just hope that that's exactly what we're getting. Because if that's going to be what's going to be, then that's going to be very awesome.
All right, let's imagine that we have some kind of, we can't call it an airport, we call it a, land port. Sorry, this is dry joke. This dry joke is not making sense. Let's leave it at that. We'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll be looking at that shocking case of brutalization at Federal Government College, Enugu. We'll be having the PTA chairman of FGCE come and react and tell us what the way forward is, if there has been any update with the investigations to uncover the identities of those students seen stampeding and brutalizing that fellow student, all in the name of God knows what. We'll find out after this break. Do stay with us. What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Hey ladies, join us on Gyna Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding determines the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
welcome back to the program, and thank you for joining us once again. Good morning if you're joining us on DSTV, GoTV, YouTube, and from any part of the world. Nigerians across the world and even the global community have condemned the brutal assault and, of course, the treatment, the bullying of a student of Federal Government College Enugu by fellow students. Now, facts are still unclear as to the identities of these students and even their classes. But in case you missed this broadcast yesterday, here is a recap of that brutal assault. Take a look. I mean, quite barbaric, don't you think? We are joined now by the PTA Chairman, Federal Government College Enugu, Chief Chinedu Mba. Honorable, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Pleasure to have you.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'm out of breath and I'm out of words.
Yeah.
Your reaction?
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank you for inviting me, and also want to thank the viewers. The truth about it is that personally to me, when I saw that video, I wasn't happy, and I flanked about it, and I immediately moved to the school to find out what really happened. And the school management have also saw the video. In fact, they saw the video the way all of us see it, because that incident happened in the afternoon, in the daytime, and it was inside hostel. So the students that is involved, all of them have been identified, and the school management is handling the matter. In fact, some of them have issued indefinite suspension based on the Ministry of Education guideline. When you commit such offense, the Ministry of Education, they don't expel a student based on the guideline, but they will give you indefinite suspension. And some of them, among all those people you saw, those students you saw have been given indefinite suspension. And when I asked further, what happened, what really happened, the school disciplinary committee now briefed me that the student that they are assaulting entered the school. It's a day student, entered the school with a contraband item, something that you're not supposed to come to the school with. And the student is SS1, the one they are assaulting is SS1. Those assaulting him is SS3. So they now saw him and called him inside and sat in their own way of discipline, and which is wrong. No student have rights to discipline one another. If you saw a student that committed any crime or any offense, you report it to school management. So because of that, the school management take that decision of that issuing them a letter of indefinite suspension.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to ask a question, right? The student being assaulted, or let's call it spade, I'm not causing them shovel, was caught smoking. So what disciplinary action did the school carry out on him in particular?
Yes, the same measure, because he also failed to tell his parents. Like, he also failed to even report to the school management because he knows what he committed. He refused to even, that's why I said, the information got to the school management this way all of us saw it in the social media. You understand what I'm talking? So both those that assaulted and the one they also assaulted refused to inform even his parents. In fact, the school management invited the parents in the school to even ask them whether they are aware of their child. Always have such thing, smoking. And the parents deny that they are not aware. So the child now said is gate man. Their gate man normally supplies
those hard drugs
to the child, and the parents is not aware. So now the school management now asked the parents, their child informed you that he was assaulted by a co-student. They said no.
You know, oftentimes in federal, I know that he would even prefer those SS3s assault him than reporting him to the school authority, because definitely, you know, it's not going to be taken lightly, right? So, of course, I'm saying this because I went to federal, right?
Okay.
I'm an alumni, right?
Okay.
So I know how these things work. He would even prefer those SS3s, you know, discipline him than going to the authority, because he's going from there.
Yeah.
So, but I want to ask this question. I learned that the principal of the school does not reside and live in Enugu. So how do you lead? How do you, your presence at times as a leader, it drives home so many notions, right? So how do you even lead if you're not close and advise? That fear, that respect that comes with your authority, your office, right, is not there. So how would you even think these students would use to some respect and avert so many of these absurd actions and attitude when you're not there leading them from the forefront?
Well, I don't know where you got information of the principal not residing in Enugu. The principal has quarters in the school, and she stays in the school. Maybe if she have emergency to travel. That Federal Government College is the southeast.
As alleged, she lives in Abuja and comes to Enugu, maybe when there's an issue or when it's important, very vital.
No, it's a false information. The principal has her quarters in the school. In fact, I'm not trying to defend the principal, but I know that as a parent, this present principal have tried her best. I will give it to her, because if she's not doing well, I'll say it, or because I represent the parents. She is trying her best. The problem, is that, that school, thank God you said you are a student. That school is, in fact, we have a population of over 4,000 students in Federal Government College. And believe me, is the highest school that have such population in Enugu. Over 4,000. And we have also day students and boarders. So, like these people, these students you saw that commit those assault, all of them are day students.
So what were they doing in the hostel?
That's what I'm telling you. That's why I even asked, how did they get to the hostel in the afternoon?
I know day students normally they have friends there. When we're in school, they come. I was in dormitory, by the way. Our friends do come around, but when it's time for them to go, they go and because they don't stay inside the school premises, right? So, but coming to assault and a student in the hostel, even the prefects are meant to stop that.
All right. Now, just before we go ahead, there's something that comes to mind. Let's just replay that video and look at the surroundings of the hostel, because there are rumors that these day students went to assault the young boy in the hostel, the fellow student, because it's not, well exposed. There are not many windows and all of that. So they thought that would give them the privacy that they wanted to finish up that assault. So let's just take a recap of that clip. Just muted, please, by all means. And if we can see the surroundings, are there actually windows? Okay, there are windows there, quite all right. But they see that hostel as somewhere that is not, that is not closely monitored. So that was to them the ideal place to carry out that assault. Because if they are all day students and they're able to walk into the hostel freely, then it shows that is where they think they can act. That's like their torture room or their torture chamber, so to speak. So, and then you even look at the conditions of the room. You can see some of the mattresses are worn, torn. It makes me, it really pulls on the strings of my heart. I start to wonder how these students are able to live
in this condition.
they are not being monitored, there's overpopulation, the mattresses are torn. As the PTA chairman, what are you doing to ensure that the conditions of these students are improved? Because that looks to me like a jail cell.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to thank you for this wonderful observation. You know, I become the PTA chairman just a month, 2 months now. I was elected on August, and in September the school resumed. And you know, Federal Government College is not a day school, it's not a new school. The government college is over, if I'm not mistaken, it's over 50 years that school is established. So, and by God's grace, we are trying our best. You know, when you meet a situation on ground, you start from somewhere. Like the hostel, as PTA chairman, I've visited the hostel once, and the school management and the PTA were working seriously to start putting things in order, especially the hostel, because what you saw there is you saw it on video, but when you visit the school, you will now see that there's a difference between that video you saw and what is on ground.
What is on ground?
Yes, you come and see it so that you now confirm whether what you see in the video is true picture of what is on ground. Because we are doing, you know, that video was like a planned video. You understand? Because who videoed that is also a student.
How was it planned, sir?
Well, the way you plan is that the way video is videoed, and the video was sent out. But that's what I'm telling you. The students who brought phone inside the school.
Well, apparently, so many of the students use phones.
But it's not, they don't suppose.
I mean, I doubt,
they're not supposed. They're not supposed to use.
Chief, sorry, let me come in. I doubt that there was any intention to, because I assume that when you say the situation on ground is different, I assume you mean worse, right?
Yes.
Is it worse on ground?
The situation on ground is better than what you saw.
The situation.
I don't think so, because we've done a documentary on old students associations, and because of that we had to go around the school. I beg to disagree.
You visited the school?
Yes.
When?
This was last year. We had the old students.
Have you visited the school now that I resume as PTA chairman?
Let me comment, Chief. You know, with all due respect, I doubt the students had any intention whatsoever to doctor the environment, because the truth is they were videoing a boy being beaten, and you can imagine that was done in secret. They did not want to be seen. So I doubt they would have come to start rearranging the room or to bring the worst mattresses into the room.
The student tell the other student, why recording?
Why are you recording? And at the end, he launched the attack and tried to grab the phone from the person who was videoing. You know, so I don't think the intention was to ridicule your leadership or to appear as if the hostels are not being taken care of. So correct me if I'm wrong. Are you saying that if we visit FGCE today from this show, that the situation on ground, if we do capture it, is better than what we've seen in that video? Because those are very dangerous claims.
That is what I told you. If you visit, if we leave this program, let us go there. You will see that what you see in the video is not the same thing. I am telling you, you know why I'm telling you? I have my Trekkies schooling there, and all of them are boarders. So I can't, as PTA chairman, afford allowing my kids. It's not that I don't have children. I'm just answering being PTA chairman without having a child there. I have 3 children. None of them are boarders.
Are they female students? All girls?
No, I have 2 boys and 1 girl.
All in this federal?
Yes, and they are boarders. They are not the students. So my priority is to make sure that the children are comfortable, especially the boarders. So that's what I'm telling you. The child that videoed that may have his intention. Maybe the other children, the other student doesn't know, because she videoed the child that videoed and sent it out. And that's why I saw the video. That's why you also saw the video.
The recording.
Because
actually, the recording.
If they wanted to do it secretly, nobody should know.
Yeah.
The video, they will not take video.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, let me get this straight. I want us to get this straight.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you saying that for the sake of trying to ridicule the school, that the environment, the worst possible environment was chosen?
That's not what I said.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that, you know, when you come in the hostel, that place they are is the senior boys hostel. And it has a stray. You can enter their hostel now and say, why this here, why this here, why this here? After putting it in order, under a minute, you saw the same hostel that the same student will arrange it, start moving their bunk.
No, but I'm talking about the torn mattresses. I'm talking about the torn mattresses because I'm not talking about disarray.
Okay, mattresses.
Yes, and
it's an individual.
The mattresses are like this thing.
Yes, it's an individual responsibility. I bought mattress to my kids. If my child mattress is torn, it's my duty as a parent to replace that. You know that. It's not the school authority to replace mattress to students.
You said something that
Are you understand what I'm saying?
Is the senior students hostel.
Yes.
I know that the only hostel that is not attached to the main hostel when it comes to boys is the JSS1.
Yes.
They call it the 4-1 dorm,
Yes.
right, dormitory. So
Yes.
from JSS2 to SS3, they all share the same hostel.
No,
so
we have separated them because of the bullying. Under my watch,
I
separated them that SS1, SS2, SS1, SS2, SS3 will be in that big hostel, the 2-story hostel.
Okay.
Just 3, just 2, and just 1. All of them are different hostels.
Okay.
I stopped.
Nice one. But let's come to bullying and extortion.
Because of the bullying.
Okay, Oji.
Let's come to the bullying and extortion, right?
Yeah.
It's been a trend in federal.
Yes.
You know, almost all the unity schools, right? So what are put in place to quench this trend? Because one thing about federal is the bullied will definitely bully somebody because he wants to pay back what they did to him when he was younger and whatnot.
Thank you very much.
As a PTHM, what are you doing to quench this trend? Bullying, extortion. See, the truth is that this video we saw is fair to what we experienced.
And also judging by the fact that earlier in your acceptance speech when you were elected as a PTA chairman, you said you are sure that junior students would no longer be subjected to brutality by senior colleagues.
Yes.
So that's a very valid question.
Yes. And that's why I said, if you come to federal, what you hear outside is not what is going on.
No.
Now,
there was a trend on X. Students of federal, they are still complaining about bullying and extortion as of yesterday. This video is trending. We can roll up on the X platform now. You can see all the conversation and how they were calling out their wards, their seniors in the school, still bullying and extorting them.
Yes, thank you very much. As I said, when I was elected as PTA chairman, I engaged the school management that we need to have what we call undertaking from the SS1, SS2, SS3. Here's a copy. And every student from SS1, SS2, SS3 will sign this undertaking with his parents, or in the case of guardian. From entrance, and the principal agreed with me. I said because the senior students always bully the junior ones and steal things from them. Correct? If you give your child pocket money to go, before under 1 hour they steal it from him.
It's not even stealing. They ask you to sort them, and you sort them.
Yeah, this is one of the undertaking that the students sign. But you know the problem we have? The problem we have is we parents too don't help matters. You understand? I'm a parent. After signing this and agree that, yes, if your child commits any of this, the bullying is number 1. Jumping the school fence. leaving the school premises without permission, roaming around the school premises when wrestling is going on. All these things is there. But do you know that parents, when his child is committing this, will still come to the school and start begging, pleading. In such case, if you are a principal, when he saw a parent crying that the child should not go home because of they have committed this undertaking, sometimes the principal, the school management, we forgive. And you know, PTA will have a limit. We don't have right to discipline. We don't run the school day to day. We only support if there's anywhere we find there's a loopholes, as PTA will come in. It's not our duty to run the school day to day.
All right, Chief.
We have our limit.
All right, Chief. Now, that's very interesting because it brings us to the next allegation. There are allegations going on now that those students have not yet been suspended and that no arrests, in quotes, have been made, that the students are still within the school. Could it have been another case of begging?
Who is giving such allegations?
We have our sources.
That your sources is not telling you the fact.
So you're saying that the students involved, if we visit the school now and no longer...
In this assault.
Yes, in this assault.
Students have been suspended indefinitely.
Have they left the school?
They have left. They are even day students. Not even bother. And their pictures have been posted in our platform that nobody should allow so people have interest to the school, so students to have interest to the school.
All right, let me ask, are students allowed to bring mobile phones to school?
What?
Students, are they allowed to come to school?
No.
All right, so let me get this straight. You had a student being beaten for consuming smoke, hard drugs, right? That was the offense, Oji?
Yes.
The alleged offense. But there was another student who also had contraband videoing that assault.
Yes.
Help me make sense of this. How do you assault someone for contraband while you have more expensive contraband on you?
Yes. That is the question you ask those students who was videoed, because they are the ones that saw their colleague videoing them. And they are assaulting the one that have contraband and leave the one that videoing them. That's why I said, you know, my area statement, I said that video and that incident was arranged. And you disagree with me. If a child who knows that you're not supposed to come with phone, and they allow you to use their phone to video him when he's assaulting another person who also committed an offense. Are you not saying that? And that still video was sent out. So is it the student who disciplined that one? We're supposed to ask this question. Why did they leave it?
I have to say this because we cannot ascertain where that video came from. That video could have been sent as a means, it could have been sent ignorantly. This is what Senior this did to this person. And somehow the video leaked. Videos leak every day. As we speak, someone's video is leaking, I assure you. So we cannot say that it was staged because I get where you're coming from. You're trying to make it appear as if the hostel is not as bad as it looked in that video.
Yes.
But I put it to you, Chief, that video was not doctored. It could have leaked from anybody's phone. The video could have been taken innocently just to capture it. Everybody's a citizen journalist now. Yeah. But the source of the leak, we can't ascertain without proper investigation. So how can we say that it was all intentional? Please help us understand your claim.
So what you are trying to tell me that the video is not a student that videoed that.
I'm not saying it, I'm saying that it was a student, obviously. Yeah. But the device that it leaked from, not the device he was captured with, the device that it eventually leaked from, because things tend to go viral. People send clips. You have WhatsApp, you have every
but
platform.
But you cannot send a video out without from the same source the video was recorded.
You could actually maybe send the video to some friends or
who eventually he got away
and put it out.
He came out.
So the main thing is that a student was with a mobile phone and he recorded the incidents. And please, and I also ask a question: in all this, what's the principal saying?
Because there's also another rumor that the principal was contacted by the First Lady, and she didn't act accordingly, she was a bit uncouth during the phone call. But help us confirm or deny it.
Then I don't know when the phone call was made, so I cannot defend even the caller or the receiver of those phone calls. But I know that when the Commissioner of Gender called me and said they saw this video, he forwarded the video to me, which is Honorable Ngozeni. And I told her that yes, the school management have started taking action on this matter. And she said that the state government is interested to know what really happened. And I briefed her. So if the principal, if whoever that called the principal, or according to you said the first lady,
yes,
called the principal, and the principal was rude or whatever, I'm not aware. So I cannot defend that.
So what's she saying in all this?
The principal is not happy.
Is she around? Is she in Enugu at this point in time?
She was called in Abuja.
Okay.
In the same issue, she have to go to inform the ministry what
happened.
What happened.
When did she leave? When did she leave for Abuja?
She left after the disciplinary.
Okay, she left after the
disciplinary case against those children. She now moved to Abuja. But she left on Friday. Yeah.
So let's not ignore what's actually brought us to this point, because whether the video leaked or did not leak is not the problem. The truth is that a student was assaulted, and now we want to know what the way forward is to prevent such occurrences. But first, let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us.
For all the football you want, starting from 5,100 naira per month.
Afrif is more than just a film festival. It's a transformative platform where African cinema shines and cultures connect. It's a space where storytelling transcends boundaries, fostering exchange between nations and communities. Afrif presents Indigenous 2.0 Global. Cultural wealth to global prosperity, ensuring African stories resonate far and wide to enrich the world. Afrif offers the key to unlock new markets and audience, making sure your voice is heard. 3rd to 9th November 2024. Venue, the Afrif Hub, the Palms Mall, Lekki, Lagos. Lights, camera, action.
From the commercial nerve center of the southeastern Nigeria, the Abia State Government and Aba Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture, ASIMA, invite manufacturers, investors, trade unions, captains of industries, and the general public to the 2024 Aba International Trade Fair Summit and Exhibition. Take advantage of these opportunities to showcase your business to the rest of the world. Improve your sales and brand visibility. Date 28 November to 7th December 2024. Venue Aba Mega Mall along Aba Umaya Expressway, Osisioma, Abia State. This message is endorsed by the Abia State Government and Aba Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture, ASIMA. For partnership, sponsorship and participation enquiries, visit www.abainternationaltradefair.com. On Facebook at Aba International Trade Fair, on X Aba International Trade Fair, or call Marcus on 0806 605 08028264420 or Sam on 0802-826-9391. Aba International Trade Fair. Be a part of it.
Thank you for staying with us. This is still the AFIA Morning Show. I'm still with Chief Chinedu Mba, the PTA Chairman, FGCE. Thank you once again for joining us. Now, we are already out of time, so I want us to look at the way forward. Now, people who attended Federal Government College believe that this issue of assaulting fellow students is not news, that it happens all the time. And obviously, this one has become so profound and so pronounced because it has hit the media space. That if we really see, or if someone like me really sees what is going on beyond the camera, that I may not come for the show tomorrow. So please tell us, what is the way forward, Chief? As a PTA chairman, as a parent, as a staff of the school, what is each person's individual role in ensuring that an event like this never repeats?
Thank you very much. Like as I said earlier, that we have to partner together. We, the parents, have responsibility. The school management, the teachers, the school management also have their responsibility. The society at large also have their responsibility, because a child is owned by everybody. It's not only the parents, it's not only the school, it's not only it's everybody, because when the child is good, it's good for all. When a child is bad, it's bad for all. Like what the video you saw is now affecting everybody. Why this thing happened? It's because those children, they committed an assault. So, but the way forward is that the parents should play their role. You know, when you are bringing your child up, let your children understand that when you see your fellow child is committing anything, even if he's committing, and it is not your duty to discipline that child, you report that child to nearest law enforcement agents or the school management. Parents should also play that role, because like I, as a parent, I normally tell my child, if we come back on holidays, I said, if he commits anything concerning, if you bully any child in the Federal Government College, no matter that I'm PTA chairman, I'm going to use you to set example. I draw their ear every day. So I also want parents to do that. Because if we leave it for only the school, so because we have handed over our child to the school, so any behavior of the child, the school should be held responsible. It is false. It can't be acceptable. The school have over 4,000 students. Imagine where you are managing 4,000 students. And those students are teenagers. They know what they can do. They don't really reason like adults. So the way forward is everybody's business. The parents, like as I said, the school, and also the society. Like when the video come out, you saw people posting it everywhere, sending it everywhere in social media. Are they promoting the video? Are they trying to say that Federal Government College is the worst school in Nigeria? No. The school, the teachers are doing wonderful. The good one, when the Federal Government College go to competition, when they win some award, I don't see people posting it. And say, yes, the Federal Government College, they won this. Hey, let us celebrate those children. The ones that is ready to read. Because not every child in that school that is committing assault. But this one now have gone viral. Because it happened and the video is out. And people in the society, you media too, you carry it everywhere. So let us also, all of us, it's something that all of us is going to join hands together to do, because a child, if a child is good, it's good for the society.
How is he doing now?
Well,
and what's his name? The assaulted student. What's his name and how is he doing?
I told you that the child, you can't even see any wound, anything in his. When I saw the child, I asked the parents, did they take him to any hospital? They said the child did not tell them that he's having any pains. That he pretended, he did not even inform them that anything happened.
It's a norm. You chest it, or they call you omble.
Oji, you know it agitates me when you say
well, I'm
this.
just telling you,
it's a norm. Because that is established.
Right.
But I can't. Like, honestly.
I agree with you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Do you know the child that they bully in the class or the hostel? As PTA chairman, when I got the information, if you call the child, go and show me who.
They wouldn't.
He would not.
Yeah.
But now, my concern is, I mean, we're out of time. I have so many concerns. But the clock says that we have to round this up. You know, I'm still concerned about internal injuries because the way the assaulter was jumping and stomping and hitting him, I wouldn't take away the internal injuries. The young boy might be afraid of going to the hospital because he's maybe scared of being tested by the doctor. Who knows what might be found if he, in fact, was being treated like that for carrying contraband. Let's put it that way. So, like you rightly said, as a parent, sometimes some things have to be enforced. You have to take that child for a test. You have to show that you understand the circumstances and check that child for internal bleeding because
it's very important.
Children. Let's leave it at that. We will definitely get more insights. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining us. I made to understand the PRO is outside. So after this session, we'll definitely get more information from him, probably more information that we can take within this time belt. Oji, I refuse to believe it's a norm. I don't want it to be seen as a norm.
One of the Unity schools, you understand?
I know, I pretty much understand it, but you know, the narrative of it being a norm.
That's the thing. It has to be quenched. There has to be a way to stop all this nonsense over the years, right? Because
like as I told you,
grow into it and think is normal, is a trend. Oh, you did it to me. They did it to me. I have to do it to you. You have to do it to your juniors. You have to do it. You know, so that's a trend when it comes to this.
It's unfortunate.
And they even, as I said, the boy would prefer those SS3s to discipline him than reports him to the school authority.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's that sad.
Well, we are trying our best. Like as I said, the bullying in Federal Government College have been reduced. When you said yesterday somebody called you that bullying is going on, we will have security. PTA now have PT security guard.
Okay.
All right.
Why didn't you decipher this one?
All right. Let's leave it at that. We're already out of time. I can tell you, look at our producer is kneeling behind my camera, begging me to draw the curtains on this. I'm not joking. He's kneeling down.
We continue with this conversation.
He's wearing a blue jersey. He's kneeling. Please, Natalie. End this, please. Another guest is waiting. So we'll go on a quick break now. Thank you once again, Chief. The morning show returns shortly. Do stay.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on your ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did single. For real.
You're not a backup singer.
I said it
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzen also mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations, as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life who common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Assalamu alaikum jama'a, sunana mai martaba sarki Abubakar Yusuf Sambo. Ina kallon Afia TV kuma ina jaddada ma jama'an mu su dinga kallon Afia TV. Allah ya taimake su a aikin da suke na kyau. Inda ba yake ne mu no Afambo His Royal Highness Sarki Abubakar Yusuf Sambo an ma watch Afia TV na kwado kwandibu. Inda ba ni ne ka hana watch Afia TV. Afia TV na mofima dalono.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
And thank you for staying with us. You are still watching the Afia Morning Show, and now we're going to be, well, ending the show on a very interesting and insightful note. It is World Pneumonia Day 2024, and of course, when you have international commemorations like this, they give you enough time and ample need to reflect on something that you may not ordinarily discuss when you're just one-on-one with someone. You know how when you go to the hospital, immediately a doctor tells you, or maybe let's say you go to a chemist and you're told it's malaria and typhoid. You go and start treating malaria and typhoid and you think that is it. Or they just give you medicine for cough or fever or, something. But you don't realize that there's something within you that could actually claim your life or that of your child if care is not taken. This program intends to give you more awareness on what you should in fact be looking out for, the symptoms, and what you may in fact be telling anybody that shows up at your door and says it's just cough, it's just malaria, or it's just typhoid. Joining us now include Dr. Chikode Anarado, a consultant pediatrician at UNTH, and of course, Dr. Obinna Nduagubam, who is a consultant pediatrician, Isuth Parklane, and Enugu State Coordinator, Pediatric Association of Nigeria, PAN Committee on pneumonia. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning, team.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you for having us.
So it's really shocking that some people lose their lives because they are told they have cough or cold, but they don't realize that there could be something more serious that they're dealing with. So let's start with you, Dr. Obinna. Tell us about pneumonia and what people should know about it, especially now as we're celebrating or commemorating this International Day.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, viewers. Well, pneumonia, simply put, in a layman's way of understanding it, is infection of the lungs. The lungs are the sacs that we have 2 of them in our chest that we use to breathe in and breathe out air. Okay, so once the lungs are infected, depending on the organism, it could be bacteria, it could be virus, it could be fungal. Okay, once the lungs are infected, the person is said to have a pneumonia. Okay, and because of the deaths that occur from pneumonia, that is why we're here. That is why globally, today, November the 12th, every year is a day set aside to collaborate, to remember pneumonia, to take stock of activities on pneumonia, to look at the collaborations, to create awareness about pneumonia, the morbidity and mortality, that is the death and the complications that it leaves on people, particularly children. Okay, so today, the Pediatric Association of Nigeria, which is a body of pediatricians, as doctors that handle children, are collaborating with other groups in different parts of the country and different parts of the world to mark the World Pneumonia Day. And that is what we are doing here, those of us in Enugu, which is a subcommittee of the PAN committee. So pneumonia is a big deal, a lot of deaths, particularly in under 5. It will shock us to know that of all the mortalities in under 5s in Nigeria, pneumonia accounts for about 20% of deaths among children less than 5 years. It's also interesting to know that in the developing part of the world, pneumonia accounts for close to 400,000 deaths annually, for which Nigeria alone is accounting for about 30% of those deaths from pneumonia in the developing parts of the world. And that is why our numbers, we have a large population of under 5s and youth generally. So those numbers, in some way, is also counting against us, because in absolute figures, we have very huge numbers of morbidities and deaths, mortalities from pneumonia in Nigeria. And despite this, there is little or no effort being made to create awareness. People don't know much about it. Funding for pneumonia is not there. Basic resources and things that are needed in the fight are not there as well. And that is why we're here today.
Well, apparently this is very, would I say deadly, or we just ignore it? Ignorance is also a disease, right? So the theme of this year, every breath counts, stop pneumonia in each track. Nice one. But first of all, let's set the record straight on how the signs of this somewhat deadly disease that we ignore all the time, right? So we can get to the signs before we establish more conversation regarding pneumonia.
Okay, the signs are very obvious, and then this is why we are here. We want to let our the mothers know, parents know, your child can deviate from normal. Once your child deviates, please take the next step. It can present with cough, catarrh.
What kind of cough? There are cough that just comes.
There are myriads of.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So let's not delve into that, because there are different types of cough, and then it takes the doctor who assesses to know, and then be able to say this is what this is. But the cough can be wet, most times productive. However, remember we're dealing with kids.
Yes.
Most kids can't bring out sputum, what we call expectoration. So you also help them, but from the history, you can ask the mom, does it sound wet or does it sound dry? So from the history, you'll be able to tell. Then I've talked about cough, I've talked about catarrh or coryza. There could be fever as well, and then there could be fast breathing, which is what we want them to look out for. Every breath counts. We want you to know your child's normal breathing pattern. Once your child deviates from normal, you will know. Mothers know when their children are panting away. Then there could be general feeling of unwell, malaise, the child is not feeding well. Some of them can go down to the part we don't want. They can turn blue. That's actually not a good sign. We don't want you to get to that point. So these are the causes. When you see this, please seek for health counseling, and then we can take it from there.
All right, let's talk about babies. Can babies contract pneumonia?
Yes, definitely. Everybody is at risk. In fact, babies are more at risk. Okay, under 5, particularly including the neonates, the infants, toddlers, up to those less than 5 years, they are at increased risk. Same with those at the extremes of age. So the elderly as well are also at increased risk because of the somewhat, not so good immune system. So when the immune system is not so good, the person is at increased risk. Okay, and that is why we have the vaccines. We talk about exclusive breastfeeding or breastfeeding generally. We talk about nutrition.
Yes.
And other factors.
Help a child grow his immunity. So if a parent now watching this program suspecting that his or her child is suffering from pneumonia, what should be the first step? Is there any kind of first aid treatment? And beyond that, what should that parent do? A parent that is panicking and maybe doesn't have enough money to take the child for a test or for treatment?
Well, basically, there isn't much you can do at home as a parent, apart from, a child has a fever, you may give the child a warm bath, or you may give paracetamol or analgesic if you know the dose, but the person must immediately seek health care. And that is where the problem is, because our health-seeking behavior in Nigeria is quite poor. Because of the economic indices, because of the knowledge gaps, okay, level of education, and so on and so forth, a lot of people try to do all manners of things. And then, unfortunately, these things prolong, we create delays, and then that now lead to negative outcome on the long run. So we advise early presentation. You should go to the hospital early, they are assessed by a health worker, let the health worker down and advise them on what to do. It is very important, because if they delay, you may be like somebody that is washing the back of a cup that the inside is dirty. A child has a fever, they are giving paracetamol at home. Meanwhile, the fever is just an outward sign of other things going on in the body. So rather than stay at home and give paracetamol and all that, ad infinitum, the person should seek proper health care, because the actual cause of that fever hasn't actually been handled. And that would require a doctor assessing, okay, and then giving the appropriate medications. And once that is done early, the treatment can be as cheap as just a few 5-day course of antibiotics, which is usually less than 2,000 or 3,000. But with those delays, though, a large portion of the lung tissue is affected. The person begins to have difficulty in breathing and may require oxygen supplementation and other supportive care. The person may require admission, okay? And then what could have been solved early enough with just a few days of antibiotics will require longer duration and may ultimately lead to death.
It's important we talk about prevention because we don't have much time. So let's talk about prevention because it's very important we talk about prevention. So let's go ahead.
Okay, actually that's the reason why we're here. What is Pediatric Association of Nigeria telling us today? Pneumonia is preventable, it's treatable. How can we prevent? One, vaccination. We still have a lot of vaccine hesitancy down here. A lot of people have negative perception about vaccination, so people still shy away from vaccination. Then the problem we have, the insurgencies and all of that, you can't get to the hinterlands. So these are also issues we have. Then malnutrition, we are having them now back, all thanks to the economic crisis. That's an aside. Then secondly, what else can you do? Pollution, air pollution. A lot of people are secondary smokers. They don't smoke, but they're exposed to smoke. Smoke will alter the lining of the airway and make clearance difficult.
All right.
And also the last one, yes, indoor pollution.
Yes.
People are moving towards using firewood, charcoal to cook because of the current economic crisis. So these are things that will expose them. We don't want them.
And of course, to prevent, you have to do the opposite and prevent the intake of all this. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Obinna. And of course, Dr. Chikodi. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like my director to go behind the camera again and kneel. So let's draw the curtains on the show today. It's been a great time. And we hope that you've been able to gain enough information on the show today and that you also spread the word about Afia TV. And of course, we'll be back again tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. to give you your daily digest of content to help you kickstart your day in the best way possible. I've been your host as always, Nathalie Uko.
Now, remain Oji Nwachukwu. Have a tremendous Tuesday. And bye for now.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owner, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
Want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Hey ladies, join us on Gyna Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.